Hi guys, well welcome back to the channel. So today I've got something quite exciting I think for you, and it involves luggage. So as I've mentioned a couple of times, I'm actually going on a European tour, actually leaving on Friday this week. We've got some fantastic countries lined up, going with my best friend Grant, and one of the things that's been paining me is the lack of luggage options for the Tuono, especially if you've changed the rear tail tidy. And actually moved the indicators forward. So I looked at Hepcombe Becker. They've got the SEBO mounting system, which has got all this bracketry, which looks a bit shit to be honest. But again, you do need the standard tail tidy. So that's not an option. And I've been using a Krager tail pack mounted sort of horizontally on the back, which is fine, but it does flop around a lot, and especially when I've been camping and I've got like quite a lot of weight on there, it does unsteady itself a little bit. But I've found a solution, and it's sat right here next to me. So I'll show you. It's called SW-Motech, the Blaze Pro panniers. And I spent so long on forums trying to find out how to fit them to a Tuono. So they don't actually make a fitting kit for the Tuono. It comes with these little fitting arms. And yeah, they don't make a fitting kit for the Tuono because apparently the exhaust is too close to it and it runs the risk of burning it, even though they have an option to put a heat-proof mat under the bag. So I'll put a picture of that up. I also found a picture of a BMW touring bike, or it's like the crossover, isn't it? It's the M1000 SR, something like that. Theirs looks pretty close on the picture, but they got away with it. And the guys on the forums have looked at different ways. They've used Triumph fitting kits where they've actually got the rear passenger hanger and there's like a block that goes between them somehow. One guy, I reached out to him on YouTube, he told me he used a Suzuki fitting kit. I think it's for his GSX-R 600, which they don't make anymore, so you've got to find those second hand on eBay, and they'll probably come with the older version of the bags. I've been through it all. And I've even looked at making my own bracket, so I've bought some sheet aluminium and had an angle grinder for the weekend. Didn't need it, thankfully, because these are for the Aprilia RS 660. How hard can it be? I'll do you some close-ups, but this is the sort of bracket that's left on the bike. It's really, really neat, and it was a bit of a pain to fit. So as it happens, the night before last, I had the family over for a barbecue. So we had two tents because it was my little baby nephew, baby James, his first introduction to camping. I thought we'd do it in the garden where it's a bit more of a easy environment to manage him. And I've got a hot tent which I bought, which has got a log burning stove in it, so I'm all set for winter as well now. Might put a couple of shots up of that. Anyway, so I woke up about 6 o'clock in the morning, quite dehydrated, a bit hungover, and I thought exactly the right time to start trying to fit these to the bike. So I had my uncle with me, my granddad with me, and my brother, and I need to thank them for giving me the mental resilience to continue, because I was losing the will to live. Basically, if you buy the RS 660 kits, I think it's about £350 for the two saddlebags. They've got waterproof linings, they come with the fitting rods and the plates for the bike. You will just need a selection. I bought some metal cylindrical spacers basically, and I had to cut them down and use different size spacers. I'll put a link in the eBay description to the eBay link. But basically, it's a good fit. This side is a little less good because this screw here, which holds on the buckle, it fouls this carbon bracket, and you can just see there's a little mark there. I'm happy with that. I've accepted that you can't have everything, so there is a little mark, and it's a bit hard to push on, but there it is. Doesn't make that reassuring click, but when that, I'll move you a little closer. That's kind of the safety mechanism, if you will. If you can see that red thing, it's not locked in. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Oh, there we go, it's clicked. So I'll put you here. I'll also talk about tyres on this video as well, actually, because you can see I've got some new shoes on it. But again, look how neat it is. It's really good, I think, that. So you get the other one. Slides on like so. and then you slide the bags on. So I'll show you a demo of that. I've put some carbon fibre wrap on it just to stop the bag wearing away at the paint. And I'll do you a full demo actually. We'll put the tail pack on as well. You'll be so surprised how much luggage you can get on this bike now. So, in summary, under here you have a, you've got the bit that the rod slides onto, and then just a Velcro strap over the top. So let's put it on. That slides into that one, like so. Probably not. I'm making it look a bit fiddly. That one slides on here. And then to stop them falling off the bike as you're riding along, that's where those little clips come in and move you around. So you just clip them to the bike there, and then it's not coming off. And I'm absolutely made up because they look incredible, I think. I'll do you some shots from the back. So they're adjustable. So that's obviously with them on the sort of lower capacity setting. Spaces them out. We've got the SW-Motech locks for them as well. The only thing is, there's not a lot to stop somebody nicking them from the bike. They just unclip and run off. So you could probably look at wiring somehow with one of these. You can actually put that through the locks and to the bike. But I don't intend to leave the bike out of sight. You know, we'll maybe be going to a cafe or something. And then I've also got the Krager. Now normally I have it this way, but I don't want it touching the bags. So I'm literally just going to mount it like that. And the straps just go in, clip on there. And I've got, that's 30 litres. I forget, I'll put it up. I think these are like maybe 20 each or something. More than I need for a trip away. So, yeah, from the back, you've got plenty of space for your indicators. You're not fouling anything. These rods keep things at bay. And you can just see in there maybe you can just see in there the different spaces I've had to use. I've just marked them so I can keep an eye on it. Same over there as well. Yeah, because part of the problem, and look, by the way, so I hope the sun's not in the way too much, but look at the clearance between the exhaust. You know, why don't they just make a kit for this bike? Anyway, I actually also ordered the same fitting kit for the KTM 390 because it looked like the bracket was better, and I thought I'll send back the one that I don't use. The 390 doesn't fit. You'd have to actually start drilling the bracket because the holes for the passenger foot pegs are a different size, so you can only get one in. But yeah, absolutely made up with those. So what I'm going to do is go for a little ride today with the bags on, just to sort of bed them in, see how it feels, because I also need to drain the tank. You may have realised on an earlier video I did, my fuel light keeps flashing, and it's because of this. So this is a brand new one, 200 and odd pounds I think, or 170, it's 200 euros or something like that. AP Workshop sell them for best part 200 quid. Bit annoying, you can hear the thing in there, so when that sits in the tank from underneath, obviously when the fuel's high, this is like a little bob device. But I've got a full tank of fuel, so I need to sort of get rid of some of that. So we'll do it through burning some CO2 emissions and having some fun. I'll talk about tyres as well. Look at it though. I think that looks absolutely spot on. Really, really pleased with it. So yeah, this is kind of preparation for my European trip, where me and my best friend Grant are going around a number of countries, and we're leaving on Friday. The weather forecast is a bit hit and miss, sadly, but we're all waterproofed up and it'll be fine. And I needed new tyres, so I've made reference to this a couple of times on different videos. The super coursers that it came with are great tyres, more than I need for the riding I sort of do, even on the Isle of Man. And I thought I'll go Michelin. The front actually wore out a lot quicker than the rear, which is a bit unusual. Normally I get 2 rears to a front but it was the other way around for this bike. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a really soft compound. And I thought I'll go Michelin. I don't know why. I just like Michelin tyres. Actually, I think they look good, which is part of the appeal for me. I like a nice tread, and as it happens, I've got Bridgestone S22s on the Millie, which I think are like a hypersport tyre. They're really good. Again, it's for a Millie. It's not putting 200 horsepower through the rear wheel. But yeah, when I went to a tyre fitter, and he doesn't sell tyres as such, or you can order them in. I asked him, "What's your preference? What would you buy?" And he just said he doesn't ride anymore, but he said I probably just recommend Michelin. Even when I'm fitting them, they're a lot more supple to get on the rim and stuff. Bridgestones and others can be a bit hard. He said I think Michelin just make a better tyre. So for what that's worth, he wasn't trying to endorse them necessarily. But what should we go for these? So normally, last time I bought Michelins, I bought the Pilot Power. So they're quite like a budget tyre, but they work fine. They're on the blade, which is got some power on it, and never had any sort of slips on the Isle of Man when it's given it some. Done track days with it. You got all the sort of chewing gum bobbles on the marbles on the side. No problem at all with grip. But for this one, I thought I didn't want to go for a Pilot Power. I thought we'll just go what's best. So I looked at the chart on Michelin, and for what it's worth, I don't know whether it's more just a marketing gimmick, but the Power 5s look good, and the Power 6s supposedly have more grip and I think more longevity or something. So that's what we've gone for with these, the Michelin Power 6. So when I went around the Isle of Man recently with my two friends, I had the front on, so that's fully bedded in, and I was just getting the last out of the Super Corsa that yeah, we were screwing it a little bit. So that's brand new on. I've not ridden yet. Apart from riding home from the service centre for it. So yeah, it's going to be a fantastic trip. I'm absolutely made up with this luggage. I think it looks fantastic. You know, you've even got the side pockets. So what have I got in there? Just put like a little puck for if you're on grass or something. I think they look incredible. And what I will show you as well, I don't know why I locked it. I thought I was just testing it all. Yeah, little SW-Motech. You know, it's got to look right on it. And then inside you've got basically these waterproof bags. So it's all waterproof. I've just put a couple of t-shirts in there just to sort of make it pad the bike out a bit. Roll these up. Bit like a dry bag, and then spot on. So yeah, really pleased actually. Really pleased. And these are the later version. There's an earlier one, and as well there's different versions of this. There's a more rudimentary version. That's the new one when you've got the red tab. That's the updated one. I think the other one didn't click in as well or something, so they've changed it. But yeah, she's all ready to go, and I think that with that tail pack on should be good, because I'm not taking a backpack. How's it fit? Because the backpack does foul this tail pack sadly, so it's a bit annoying. It's okay if you're sort of going camping, and I'll see how far I can push that back. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. I might just have a bum bag or a side bag just for like gloves and wallet or whatever. Glasses. Yeah, that'll be fine, that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I might just do one quick final walk around. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, do check out the European tours. They're going to come out in stages, and there might be other videos in between. I'm conscious of that because the Aprilia gets the most views actually on the channel. People are more interested in it, and maybe I do more interesting things on it. But I'm conscious if there are people who only subscribe because they want to see the MG or the BSA, I try and alternate the videos a little bit. So my European tour, we're doing it over 9 days, so I don't know how many videos I'll do. I don't know whether 9's a bit excessive. Just to see how the footage comes out. Might be 9 videos, and I normally upload every 2 weeks, so that might be a good few months worth of footage there. Yeah, but do tune in for that. I'll give you a little hint. So we're actually going to take the ferry from Hull to Rotterdam, and we're starting our first journey from there. Thought we'd save the miles. We live up north. So it's a long way, all the way down to Dover or Folkestone to go over on the ferry. So this is I think it was about £400 each for a ticket. I'll double check. But yeah, it sets sail at 8 o'clock at night in Hull. Apparently the ferry's massive. I think there's even nightclubs on there and cinemas and all sorts. We're going to have a proper tour and have a look around. But then you get there at 8 o'clock in the morning in Hull, in Rotterdam. that'd be a shame, wouldn't it? But yeah, Rotterdam, you land at 8 a.m. in the morning, so you've had a nice long sleep on the ferry, you're all refreshed and ready to go. And then we're in the Netherlands. We're staying in the Netherlands for the first night. And we're typically doing about, I don't know, 3 hours riding a day, max. So plenty of time to stop and have coffees and lunch and just relax. We've done it before where we were doing like 6-7 hours a day and I was on the Fireblade and it was just too much. So yeah, it'll be a nice, relaxing, fun trip, and I'd love you to join us on it. So thanks for watching, and catch you soon.